Good morning. Looks like one of the streams just died for reasons. That's the way to start the day off. Yeah, let's start with a dead stream. I don't know what's going on. So one of you guys out there, if you can't see me, raise your hand. There we go. There we go. Good morning, my dear friend. How are you this morning? I could swap this, I think. Till we hear the bloop of somebody joining. I'll put this up here. This here. Facebook, which is weird, but understandable, and it's all about. Anyway, it's Springs Monday. I was going to do work on the videos, but then I worked all night last night on videos, and I'm like, no, wait a minute, they got last night, so instead of doing Springs, I ended up doing their video work. So I'm going to swap it and do Springs this morning because that sounds like a better idea anyway. So, been checking my list of tropes. And I'm looking for a good trope to So we're looking through all of these tropes here. Identical panel gag. Oh, there's one I think I can go for. That seems like that's a funny thing. I'm looking through all these going, I wonder what I can do with this. How many lumberjacks? That's a good one. Right. Did you hear about the guy who heard that most accidents happen within 10 miles of his home? He moved. I told my kids that yesterday. Because, of course, that's the statistic that keeps coming up. Remember, most accidents happen within 10 miles of your home. So every night, it's like, meh. You have to say something about that. So now I'm just thinking through what would be a good set of jokes. We haven't had IO and SAT battery in a long time. I think we should do IO and SAT battery. because I think that'd be fun. So we could probably do a murder, arson, jaywalking, which is a trope where you have, you ask them a mundane question and the answers are always completely ridiculous, and the real answer is something super mundane, which I think would be funny. So we'll do arson, jaywalking. That's the name of this trope, is murder, arson, jaywalking. Once again, it's like it gets so confused. We had a update on and it's the update has made it so that it now, of course, is Windows is being Windows. Maybe. Yes. I'm just helping. You know how it goes. That's why you can't take me places. One of the gags with IO and Sad Battery, though, is that neither one of, or that Sad Battery never says anything. She just always looks like she's teller. So whatever we do with this one, we have to make sure that maybe just being with Island Sad battery is a big movie. And we'll do IO philosophy. There's always a good IO philosophy here. Don't do that, George. That's not a scratching post. Not a scratching post. Thank you. And it was an important place. This is already turning out to be one of those. I started out with a plan, but my muse had a different idea. So we're not going that plan. IO's relationship with Sad Battery is similar to Peppermint Patty and Marcy in Peanuts. Except that my version of Marcy, that battery, never says anything. So my music just decided to die. Just, it's done. That's it. You had waves, and that was what you got. So there's your waves. Hope you enjoyed it. That's part of the reason why it's raining, I'll bet you. I'm getting a lot of back feedback from the camera, which is technically on. Should not be on, but is on. Now I can bring up the, maybe this. Nope. Here we again. Okay. Oh. So Sad Battery always has like the funniest name, and it's funny because one time I'd forgotten why we called him Sad Battery, and then I remembered it was because that's what my kid called him. My kid wanted to add a new character to my comic strip, and the character he wanted to add was called Sad Battery, and he drew the character up as a battery. So I added him, or added her, because both Sad Battery and Io are female for reasons. It doesn't really matter why. Because I mean, legitimately, there's no way you can tell that these guys are male or female. It doesn't really matter. So it is academic. Just so that whenever I refer to the characters by the other characters, I can choose the correct pronouns. And it's only because when I created this comic, there really wasn't a discussion about multiple pronouns or alternate pronouns, so I had to actually plan that in. Doesn't mean that it doesn't exist, just that it never actually occurred. Interesting. I mean, I think technically speaking, all of these guys are theys. The pronouns are completely and totally a construct, kind of like they really are in life. And maybe that is in and of itself the statement I'm making inadvertently. Wonder if I'm more understanding and comprehending of our bias towards negativity because I often fall victim to negativity bias, right? I will say something, and that's not the words I meant. I was either not paying attention to my mouth, and my mouth was running unattended, or, I said the things, but I chose the wrong words. in selection. So I wonder if that's something that occurs. And so that because of that, I've become cognizant and aware of negativity bias. Negativity bias is where we presume negative stuff. And despite the fact that there's no real proof of the negativity, of the negative operation, we still assume that it's there. And we are all victims of negativity bias. And it's actually part and parcel of why we all are right now believing that the world is coming to an abrupt and meaningless end, because all we hear is the negative stuff and not the positive stuff, of which there is an overwhelming amount of positive things going on in the world. Yeah, but we all fall for it. And I mean, I'd even be willing to posit to you that planning for the negative is a waste of time, because you will rarely, if ever, need it. So but I also will say that I think part of the reason, because I was just thinking about this just now, while drawing, I am talking about gender identity, right? And it could be construed as, anti gender, gender role statements or whatever, because I really just kind of said something out of hand and didn't really think about it before I said it. Luckily, I think I said the right thing and all worked well. But I could read it the wrong way. Good morning, Forrest. There's a lot of ducks in that picture right there. You found a whole bunch of duck icons. That's beautiful. But I think I suffer from a lot of, being an ADDer, and as all ADDers are, I routinely say something and then go, I don't think that was the words I was looking for. I think I picked a word that was a homophone and probably wasn't the best choice of words. So, but I think it's interesting that I've been thinking about this and kind of wondering whether maybe that's why I'm more apt to believe in negativity bias and things like that, because I've been a victim of it a lot. Yeah, it's Brent. BC is Brent. It's his YouTube account, because apparently for the very beginning up there, the my Facebook page was wonky and strange. the more I think about it, the more I think that we suffer a lot from misunderstanding people and assuming the worst of people. And I mean, at some point in my life, I decided I wasn't going to do that anymore. And it's interesting how pervasive negativity bias is, because I've decided I'm not playing this game anymore, right? I'm not going to assume that anytime somebody has been, you know, whatever it is, whether it be Biden, Obama, Trump, or one of my buddies, whatever happened, I'm just not going to assume the worst out of this. I'm going to figure out what's going on first. And it's amazing how pervasive it is. Because if you don't join the negativity bias, of course, people start to become very suspicious of you. Like, are you part of that problem? Have you joined the Nazi alliance? I'm like, wait a minute. How'd that happen? I didn't do that. It's fascinating to me how pervasive it is. Aww, that's what I get for being goofy. So, and it's even weirder because I actually have been believing this for a very long time, and one of the problems I've had is with a buddy of mine who is a very staunch feminist. I'm a very staunch feminist. And there was something, Joe Smith, I'm just making stuff up. Joe Smith, has said that he hates women and they all should die or something really weird. And I was like, okay, that just sounds suspicious. Like, it sounds like negativity bias to me. But I didn't know the word negativity bias at the time. And literally got unfriended because of that. Because I did not admit that whoever it was, Joseph, I'm just making up a name, but whoever it was evil and horrible and terrible. I wouldn't agree to that because it sounded to me like negativity bias. And I got unfriended because people really need to believe that people are bad. Like, really, really, really need to. And I don't know, Mariah was theorizing that maybe there's a bit of needing to be the only good guy in the world in this. Like, maybe it's a desire that we all have, that we want to be the hero. And if everybody's a hero, then you're not unique or something. I don't know. That's an interesting theory that she had. And it's making me really wonder, but it's like, it is astonishing how, I mean, just little things, even things that we don't even think about. Earlier today, I was going through my Facebook feed and came across a meme that was talking about how Joe Biden was the one who created the Social Security tax. And I was like, well, okay. The whole point being, Joe Biden doesn't care about your Social Security benefits. But I remember looking that up at one point in time for some reason. And though, yeah, he was one of 88 senators that agreed on it, the tax was because Social Security was going under and they needed to fix it. And Ronald Reagan was the one that put the commission together. So, like, all the times we blame the president for doing everything, this time we didn't blame the president, but instead blamed one of the 88 senators. Like, that's very selective. And not only that, if you read the bill, or the original intention was at least logical. It was taxing those people who made a lot of money and got Social Security. So it was people who were, who had lots of other sources of income. That's who got taxed. If you were on Social Security and you were making $6 billion a year, then you got taxed, which that makes kind of sense. It's not like they were taxing, grandma Sally over there who's making, $5 in a cookie off of her Social Security benefits. The problem is that, of course, they didn't build in a design for inflation. So instead, they just fixed it at a fixed income number line. So anybody above this fixed income number line. And I noticed that happened a lot with a lot of our laws. They're not set to inflation because there's a lot of belief that we don't have inflation. There's a lot of hope that we don't have inflation. But that means that, of course, who was super rich in 1983 is now middle class today. The amount of money you made that was making you super rich was like, $60,000 a year or more, back in 1983. And now today, of course, anybody making $60,000 or more is pretty much all of us, if you're not living in a shack. So, and by the time we become, pensioners on that, $60,000 is going to be barely enough to pay rent on a 1-bedroom apartment. It's barely enough to do that now. So, that's part of it. And so now people are feeling the squeeze. But that's, again, there's nothing malicious about all of this. It just happened. It had good intentions to begin with. It occurred. It had a broken piece. We probably should revisit the law and go back and fix it, But instead, there's memes about how it was Biden's fault. And I'm like, it's interesting because it's not Reagan's fault, even though that was Reagan's shift. It's assuming the worst. Assume the worst out of Biden, assume the worst out of Trump, assume the worst out of Obama. We assume the worst. I do not think that Trump was qualified to do the job that he did, that he was assigned to, which that is definitely a flaw in our system. But, and if I don't agree that he was all of these horrible things, then my friends are like, oh man, that's it, I'm unfriending you. Didn't say he was a good president. I didn't like his policies because I generally don't like Republican policies. But that's not, he's a horrible human. It's like, I don't know, I just didn't like his policies. And it's weird. Like, super strange. Sad battery is definitely a copper top. It's like the easiest coloring job we've ever done with this. It almost was perfect. The wind is blowing through the door here just a little bit, and I'm getting that clean, fresh air smell, which I don't usually get because it's been so cold that nobody wants me to open doors. You're like, you're freezing me out. I'm sorry. I feel like Io is always sort of just this side of self-aware wolves. Like she comes up with these ideas and she's very, very close to understanding it, and then she always takes a left turn right at the end. Like she likes to philosophize, but her philosophies are always like just short of the runway. You know what I mean? Like that's what she always does, and she's entertaining about that. That's one of the things that cracks me up about Io all the time. Is that she has these moments where she's like so close. You're like, you almost got it. And that's what Sad Battery is always like, oh god, you almost had it. You almost had it. Right? I'm like so close. Yeah. She's got a happy face. Hey Donald. Welcome to Springs Monday. How are you this morning? Forrest figured out how to put ducks in there. Yeah, that was pretty cool. I like the misuse of Queen's English. Always a good thing. There we go. There we go. Got the hard day. Oh, yeah. 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 You know what's really good about being married to a practical person? If I spent a lot of money on her for Valentine's Day, she'd kill me. And vice versa. What might happen is that on February 15th, we might go for half off Candy Day. That's a plausibility. That's plausible. That could happen. But my very pragmatic beloved will never, 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 never. Yeah. Exactly. I could do a picture for her and that would be fine. Which may actually be something I will do. We don't know. Anything could happen. Howdy. Why is it doing that? Don't do that. Why is it doing that? That's so weird. Okay, it's working now.
Doing what? It looks normal to me.
Yeah, it was doing a weird thing. I was trying to figure out why it was doing that.
Okay.
You have not had enough cat butt today.
It's
So
right
now
outside.
Now you get cat butt.
Hello, everyone. I'm just waiting for my programs to boot up.
Girl.
Hello.
I'm a good cat. I wish you would.
And of course, one of my programs always seems to open right above Guy's show.
Yep. Instead, you're getting a cat butt.
All right. So anyway, so how's Springs going?
So far, so good. I mean, other than the malicious George attack, you know.
Well, how can anyone survive a malicious George attack?
Right? Right?
Hey, Donald.
He's such a meanie.
So, Saturday was interesting, to say the least.
That was cool. Ron mentioned that he saw you.
He didn't recognize me.
No, because you have a beard.
Really?
He even said that. He said he didn't recognize you at first.
Last time I saw him, I had a beard.
Or you don't have a beard. Something. He said something about the beard.
Weird. It could have been the last time you saw me, there wasn't so much white in my beard.
I don't know. I can't. I read the email this morning and whatever. So
yeah,
you know how it goes. I read the email. Something beard. He said our friend Pepper was there. Something. And he said I didn't recognize him at first because something beard. And I don't remember what it was. But whatever it was good.
Well, no, I talked to him about the thing of that the Astropunk, Atomic Punk short that I wanted to do for it, and like how I'm and try to plan it a little bit better. And we talked about some good ideas and stuff, but the in the end, I still have a few more things I have to work out on it.
That's fair. He's good at working stuff through.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. As I told Bill, I don't know if I'll do it again anytime soon, but like I was still weirded out by it. Like, I mean, I talked to Shauna mostly because, well, I know her the most out of everyone.
Sure. And I'm sorry I couldn't make it, but I shot some good footage.
That's fine.
Yep.
Oh. So, not myself, but another person who makes watercolor paint in Colorado. This is a full palette of theirs.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
Yeah. So, I'm going to be painting something this week with it. But
I don't know. I mean, we were gonna try to get together to do the emergency backup videos in case of, we're all sick or whatever.
Yeah.
And it occurred to me that we didn't because there's something always kind of happening on Saturdays right now. But I was wondering if maybe we wanted to get together like next Saturday or something like that, maybe a little closer to downtown, see if David wants to join us. And by downtown, I mean like closer to Denver area, which is downtown for you. Anywhere in the Denver area is effectively downtown for you.
I was about to say, I'm like, I don't know which downtown you're talking about, but okay, there's a cat cafe in Loveland.
Really?
Mm-hmm. There's a cat cafe, and you can go there, and if you like a cat while you're there, you can adopt them.
Oh, no, see, that's bad.
Or you can just go, ooh, pretty kitty.
Right, but I mean, if they're adoptable, things could get ugly.
For you or for the cats?
For me, for me and George. Hey, George, guess who's living with you now?
Georgia?
Or not. Because clearly I hate cats. You can tell. I really hate cats.
George is the more photogenic one.
Right? You're the reason people join my stream. You are totally the reason that people join my stream. You know that, right? It's because of you.
Interesting.
So they're talking about what to do for Valentine's Day.
Oh.
Okay.
So I think for Valentine's Day, I don't know. I think me and Mel, like, we went to the Valentine's Day spot on Friday. I don't know if we're repeating it on Valentine's Day. But as far as like doing whatever we need to do on Valentine's Day, I don't know yet.
So yeah, we don't generally do anything because both Mariah and I eschew the structure that the capitalistic structure of purchasing stuff on requirement days. So like we don't want to. We would both be very. Yeah, right. Brent only shows up for George Butt. Yeah, but so I was saying that we both eschew the idea of getting candy for each other or anything like that, because that pretty much is just giving money to companies that invent things so that you spend money.
So why don't you make your own candy and cakes?
Well, that's what they're saying on the in the chat there. So like we can make stuff. That's what they're talking about.
Oh, okay.
Ergo, that's what they're talking about.
Well, if you guys want to know, it's really simple. Weigh out, if you like dark chocolate or something and you're wanting to give someone something that likes dark chocolate or milk chocolate or any type of chocolate, really. Simplest thing, look up ganache and then roll it into balls, coat it in powdered sugar or cocoa powder, and then you have homemade truffles.
Ooh.
Ganache truffles.
Ooh. Ganache truffles.
Just make sure that you
I'm gonna give it to you because you'll
get
die.
a thick one that's not quite fudge, but not quite like spreadable, so that you can not have any problems with transportation. There's a Japanese baker that actually has been doing Valentine's Day treats for like almost a month now. She's done, let's see, chocolate ganache filled cookies. She's done cakes. What else is she? Oh, you know what? I'm just gonna pull it up. I follow her every Friday. Like Friday and Sunday, she comes out with new ones. So,
I made a Valentine's Day comic in Springs at one point in time that was of that, in that vein, Brent.
So she did. So recently, recently, the chef that I'm talking about did soft and fudgy chocolate chip cookies. Before she made cream cheese chocolate truffles with walnuts inside. Let me just go to her channel. She also did custard cream donuts, tiramisu. Let's see.
Troy's really into tiramisu.
Yeah. She also did and I find this to be really cute. She did individual sliced cakes for Valentine's Day. So like she basically like drizzled like some chocolate and then put like heart confetti like confections on top.
Mm-hmm.
And then she also made where you can made an idea of like making a butter cookie recipe and doing it several different ways, and then put it all in a tin and then give it to someone.
Aww.
So, like, she has a whole bunch of things, and then she also said, like, she also has like a get ready for Valentine's Day daily blog that has English subtitles because she's Japanese, obviously.
Right. Which is important. I actually love watching those because I get to practice my Japanese, and then whenever she says a word, I'm like, I don't know what that is. I can just look down at the subtitles.
Yeah.
Those are great because then I'm like, I can give 30% or 40% of my attention to it and just listen to her talking and go, oh, okay, she's talking about making this. And wait, what was that word? And I'll look back up and, oh, okay, that's bake. Oh, I didn't know that. You know,
Yeah.
whatever.
And she does everything in Celsius.
Yep,
as
like
well.
I do.
So,
I'm just saying.
Yeah. The other thing that she did for Valentine's Day is a 5-ingredient custard pudding cake with creme caramel.
That's
It's
crummy.
a flan cake. So when I saw that, like, I was like, I don't know, but like for some weird reason, now talking to you about it, I feel like that might be a dessert that you and Maya may enjoy.
That would be cool.
It looks when I was watching, like, I've watched the video already, but the video only is like 8 minutes or so long, but like she has the recipes in Japanese and in English posted. So there's that. Before her Valentine's Day pick, she did a couple of other ones that could be considered Valentine's Day ish. But these are desserts. Not everyone enjoys desserts for Valentine's Day, and I understand that. But I like making desserts for people for special days.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
I will tell you now, I am a dark chocolate person. So there you go. So if you decide to make a dessert for me, you know.
I make a dark chocolate fudge.
Hmm?
I make dark chocolate fudge.
I'm in. You had me at I make. I'm just saying. I like dark chocolate. It's the bestest. I mean, milk chocolate's okay, but sometimes milk chocolate's just a little too sweet for me now. Back in the day, I loved it a lot, but now I'm just, it's just too much for me now as I grow older and get crankier.
So I've always preferred dark chocolate, even as a kid. I would eat milk chocolate because I was told to eat what I was given. But I don't eat milk chocolate now.
Right.
My mom.
It's the same with me. I did the same thing. I was into all chocolate when I was a kid. And what's happened is I have phased out of milk chocolate as I grow older. It doesn't mean I don't eat milk chocolate. It's just that I'm phasing out,
Yeah, my mom is weird, though. My mom can't eat anything but milk chocolate. White chocolate will give her rashes, and dark chocolate gives her rashes, but milk chocolate doesn't.
Interesting.
So it's like the happy medium between the two.
Yeah.
Yes,
yeah,
they're all good things to go with dark chocolate, Forrest.
Yeah, I'm okay with the orange. I've never really been. I'm one of those people that just I like my tastes to be tastes, and it's just rare that I really like to mix tastes, unless that was the flavor, right? So, like for example, I love hot sauce on cheese, but that's because that's something my dad did, and that specific taste reminds me of Dad. And it's not that I necessarily like cheese and hot sauce mixed together. It's just that's what he would do. We'd get up in the middle of the night and neither one of us would be able to sleep when I was a kid. And he'd go downstairs and grab the block of cheese and cut some cheese up and put some hot sauce on it and sit it on a plate in front of both of us. And we just eat it. And it reminds me of childhood. And yeah, okay, so it's weird. But it also is, it's one of those things, you're always doing something weird. But usually I like dark chocolate to be dark chocolate,
So, with me, if you're going to combine dark chocolate with sea salt, I like sea salt caramel, dark chocolate, sea salt caramel.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like a dark chocolate caramel wrapped in dark chocolate with sea salt on top in addition to the sea salt in the caramel.
Right.
Yeah, true. But the thing is I used to work for Godiva Chocolatier, Donald, and I'll be realistic. Every year when I worked there, 3 years in a row, I gave my mom a box of milk chocolates because that's all the only thing she would basically want.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, and since I worked there, I didn't have to do anything else.
That's
I miss working there. Yeah, but have you ever had sea salt and cayenne pepper together with dark chocolate, Forrest? Because I just recently had a not recently. Well, sort of recently. Yeah, I tried a dark chocolate, sea salt dark chocolate with cayenne pepper, and the cayenne pepper was added in like a weird way. Like they added it like in a liquid form, not in a powder form. So I guess it was like an oil or something that they added it in. Anyways, it tasted amazing. So, oh, cool, Donald.
It's time for Girl Scout cookies.
Oh, I am so happy I do not have a niece. Well, no, strike that. I do have a niece that's old enough to actually sell Girl Scout cookies, but she is too goth for the Girl Scouts.
Oh my golf. Oh my golf.
Yes, she's 9 years old. Does not like Girl Scouts.
That's fine. Just make the thing I'm looking for. No. What's the border effect look like? That's why. You need to do that. That's what we're looking for. I'm trying something new today, which is I can apparently put got you at poker. Uh-oh. There's nothing worse than adorable girls at poker. Just it's the end of the world. It's Girl Scouts.
Oh, okay. So you had some spare change for them to throw their direction. Good.
Always a plus.
I still think that they should be able to sell right outside of marijuana places.
I think that would have been brilliant.
Well, when Colorado started opening up recreational dispensaries, little girls started lining up at cookie sale time right there. And then the Girl Scouts were like, nope.
That makes total sense.
Oh. Yeah. I mean, there's only one cookie that I actually would be willing to buy, and that's the chocolate Thin Mints, and that's the one that runs out the fastest.
Oh, yeah. I love Thin Mints. We get Tagalongs, too, because those are good.
See, the thing is with Tagalongs, like, they're good, but it's that milk chocolate coating that always makes me kind of sick to my stomach.
Yeah, well, it's Mariah's favorite, so.
Yeah. Well, also Tagalongs weren't called Tagalongs where I was. Tagalongs are the ones that are like peanut butter filled and chocolate coated, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they weren't called Tagalongs where I grew up.
They were called.
They were just called peanut butter chocolate cookies.
Yeah.
Like caramel delights are called something else over here, but where I grew up, they're still called caramel delights.
Yep.
So, but anyways, no, everything, I don't know. like a lot of things that we have going on. We discovered we have a roof leak.
Yeah, that sucks.
That's what the caramel delight is called here, samosas.
Yeah.
Yeah, so caramel delight is the East Coast, where I grew up. But I'm from the Southeast, so still the
Yeah,
East Coast.
you're not like necessarily. I know you got family in the actual Eastern Seaboard that we call the
Yeah,
Eastern Seaboard,
yeah.
New England, but yeah, you generally come across as more Florida, which is kind of like me being from the South. I'm not really from the South. I'm from Texas, and there's a difference between Texas and the South.
Every single time someone's like, "I'm Southern, I'm from Texas," and I'm like, "You're not Southern. You're just a person from Texas that
You're
thinks
from
they're
Texas.
Southern."
I mean, like when people talk about like all of the cultural stuff, I tend to be Southern with cultural like the rest of the Southerners, you know, the cotillions and prim and proper and all of that social stuff. I tend to be in that zone. But the truth is, when they talk about like a lot of the other things, nah, like compared to, say, Floridians, I'm just a Texan.
Floridians are weird because
Texans are too. That's what I mean. Is like,
Floridians, okay, so the more north you go in Florida, the more southeastern or like the typical southern that you'll get.
mm-hmm.
And the more south in Florida you are, the less you're like that and more Caribbean influenced or New England influenced.
Right.
Um,
Has a
but
lot to do
Texas,
with the
yeah,
Ponce de
Florida
Leon
is
effect.
definitely special. Florida is definitely special. And Texas is that weird southern weird cousin. Like it's yeah. Hey, excuse me. I'm not that crazy and I drive in snow all the time. Okay? But then again, I lived in Colorado for over 10 years. So what do you get? You know?
There comes a point, like I always say that I'm from Texas, but I'm really Coloradan because we moved here when I was 2. The family has traditions that are Texan, but I've always been in Colorado. So when I hang out with my buddies, we're all Coloradans, you know.
Yeah. But like what people don't understand is like my mom's family was the one that primarily watched us. Yeah, a lot of people who live there for short periods of time hate it. I mean, I lived there for 28 years and I hated every moment of it. Bugs, sweating all the time.
I don't like bugs. Just saying.
But like my grandparents, my mom's parents, like they always like they made sure that we took dance lessons so that we were prepared to be in society and all of that other stuff. Like we had all of those types of lessons that we had to go to. Yeah, California is way worse than driving. And
the real truth is anybody from any state that doesn't have snow has problems. I mean, that's just the way it goes. As a driving instructor, if you weren't taught to drive in snow in your initial, you know, how to deal with stuff, you need a refresher. It's just the way it goes. You know what I mean? Like you need to either you'll have your experience of how to slide and get out of the slide either in your schooling when you practice, or you will learn it the first snowstorm that comes out.
Right. In forests, love bugs were actually genetically engineered version of mosquitoes done by a local college in Florida to decrease the population of mosquitoes in Florida. And it backfired because the bug took off really well. It was a man-made bug. It is a practical joke for sure by Satan, most likely, because they thought it would actually decrease mosquitoes naturally, and in turn, we got flying bugs that connect to one another's by their butts, and they suck sap out of trees instead of humans. Yeah.
I got nothing, man. My etymology is rather pathetic, mostly because I hate them. It doesn't matter what bug they are.
Love bugs are the okay, so they're called love bugs because they
I,
mate for like
I know
6
exactly
weeks.
what you're talking about. I know the insect you're talking about.
Yeah.
I know nothing about its history, nor am I really that interested. I hate bugs. So it's like, got nothing on this one. I have nothing to add to this discussion. Because bugs.
Bugs.
Yeah, bugs and I don't get along, and they're, that's fine. I'm good.
Although I do like the aesthetics of certain bugs.
Maybe.
No, like the rhinoceros beetle, beetle, and the Hercules beetle. I like the aesthetics that they have.
So I once went to Yochian, which is kindergarten. Yeah, kindergarten. Because we were assigned to, the junior high teachers were assigned to go to a kindergarten so that they would help. So I went to this kindergarten and I was assigned to it. And the Kocho sensei, the principal, sat down with me. And this was my first year. And he sat down with me and he said, I'm sorry, I don't speak any English. So he tried to talk at me in Japanese because I didn't understand much of what he was saying. So I just nodded a lot, like, oh yeah, because I knew how to say, yeah, that's interesting in Japanese, but I had no idea what he was telling me about. But he seemed very enthusiastic and excited and everything like that. And I was like, and I'm sitting in the principal's office, so I'm being prim and proper. I'm in my suit, and all this stuff. And then one of the little kids comes in and has discovered that, Guy Sensei is here and is all excited and brings me one of those rhinoceros beetles and snuck up on my side. I don't like to be snuck up on anyway. And taps my shoulder and, Guy Sensei, look! And it's just sitting there doing this. And I'm like, I'm sitting in the principal's office trying desperately not to run for my life from this massive, huge bug that's just epic in size. And it's sitting there wiggling its legs, and I'm like, I'm like, remember to stay composed. Do not kill the child in front of the principal. It was like, why? Oh man, or scream or run for your life, which is all of the things that were going through my brain, was either kill the bug or run for your life. One of the two, do one of these. And I'm like, nope, you have to sit here and smile and say, that's really cute. Oh God. That's one of my favorite stories, even though it's horrifying. Because it's like, that was like the biggest bug I have ever seen in my life. And here is this adorable, floofy, like 5-year-old holding it out to me like this. And, and she little pigtails, and she's, all like adorable and fluffy, and you just want to like give her a hug, except for that bug. Like, not getting near you. You are cute and fluffy, and I'm not getting anywhere near you. That's just the way it goes. That's terrifying.
So, no, actually, the worst terrifying thing I think I ever saw in Florida was a group of kids were attacking a great horned beetle that was in Florida. And they cracked it open and killed it. What was horrifying was it was a female, and it was filled with eggs.
No.
Yeah. That's all I'm going to say about that.
I'm already horrified by this entire discussion. All of this is beyond my threshold of no. There's so much no involved here.
Nope. Hell no.
It's just a hell no on this. Mm-mm, mm-mm.
Well, I didn't realize that they were born that way. So there you go.
It probably was under its shell.
Yeah, they were all underneath the shell. I went back the next
it
day.
wasn't a
All the
live
babies
birth
were
because
gone.
insects don't do live birth.
Yeah, no,
Right.
they weren't.
So
He does love Starship Troopers, though, Donald.
Actually, well, okay, I wasn't thrilled with Starship Troopers because they went off the book, but yeah, the big bugs, yeah, that's like a big horror flick for me.
Yeah. But going back, Forrest, yes, I understand the detail jobs on Lovebug season. Oh yeah, that's yeah.
Nope. Like 18 is too big. Why is it? I guess it's 16. Why did I not do this the right way? Why is there no marker up here on what size my text needs to be? Yay, boss is happy. I need to make a rule. So tomorrow I will not be online for the stream in the morning because they just summoned me to Highlands Ranch at 9 a.m. And that's all the way across town on the other side of town for filming. So
that's completely fine.
Which
I don't know. I will find out something hopefully today that will help me start planning for the next few weeks. So if I don't, oh well.
Ron also,
I will just have to wait for the next time.
Ron was also nice enough to say that I could wait until after everything else to do the cover for the book, which is good. That's said more for Brent's benefit.
To answer Brent, I'm not sure what type of news it's gonna be yet, so it's like more like we're waiting and seeing um, type deal. So I hope it works. I hope it works out.
I'm trying to think of what Io is thinking about. I've been drawing this entire thing to make an Io joke, and now I can't think of what the Io joke is. She's thinking about something, but I don't know. So I'm trying to make the joke in my head, and it's not working. So I'm gonna sit here. I mean, we all we got to do is write the joke in. We got 30 minutes to think of a good joke, so I'm not that worried.
We'll make it bigger so everyone can see it better.
Well, it's not gonna. It doesn't make anything. It doesn't help to know that. So usually the way IO works is IO is the Peppermint Patty of my comic. She's constantly talking at Sad Battery, and Sad Battery just accepts it and just goes on. And the joke with IO is always I've been thinking about X, Y, or Z, and this is my thought about it. I think this is the way it should be. And then she's almost at that thought process where she gets it, and then at the end she's like, no, never mind, you're right, I'm perfect the way I am, whatever. That's the joke with Io. She always does I have this idea, and then of course everyone is always the end is Sad Battery's like, oh, look, you almost made it, you were almost there. Sad Battery, by the way, is a character that my kiddo invented back in like 2015. I was like, I need to add 2 new characters to my strip. And so I talked to him and I was like, hey, what do you think? And he said, we should name one of them Io and the other one Sad Battery. And I was like, okay. So I guess he was into Jupiter's moons at the time. And so that made some sense where Io came from. But Sad Battery, I have no earthly idea where Sad Battery came from. But I love the name, so it's Io and Sad Battery. Right, exactly. That's the way she always has been. Gets right up to the conclusion and just short of the runway. I just need to think of what her thought process is today. Because we can make the rest of it work. I just need to come up with a thought process. Where does she start? What's the start on this one? What is she thinking about that she's decided to take a left turn on? Which is all right. We'll just sit here and think about it. Like I said, it takes a second to write all of those words in and make the joke. The drawing is done. So all we need to do is just think of Io's little joke. I just have to come up with a topic that she should work on. I guess. Right? Sad battery equals empty battery? We don't know. I don't know where he came up with it. I thought that's maybe what he was saying. He was 5. So goodness knows where this came from. But I knew I wanted to do a Peppermint Patty Marcy sort of setup. Except that I wanted my Marcy to be more like Teller in Penn and Teller. Never says anything, but is always like, you know what I mean? Like, so that whenever I finally do make Sad Battery say something, it's going to be one of those shocking moments. Like, Sad Battery's been quiet this entire time. You know, haul out Sad Battery at that one point where Sad Battery's like, all of you people are stupid or something. You know what I mean? Like, there's got to be a moment where Sad Battery's like, you guys just all missed it, didn't you? You know?
Mm.
Especially since Io thinks she's very smart, like Peppermint Patty. She thinks she's got everything figured out.
I see what you did there, Chuck.
Yep. Exactly. I think I'm just now starting to see the punchline. It's starting to form in my head. Like the end of a transporter cycle.
Yeah, I don't like. I've read Peanuts with Peppermint Patty and Charlie Brown and all of them, and I've seen like the cartoons and everything. But would I describe Peppermint Patty as a know-it-all? Slightly. She's that girl that wants so much attention that basically she knows a little about everything, so that she looks like she's smarter than she is.
I've got like a buddy who is like is a different aspect. Like, not a know-it-all, just IQ of 100, surrounded by a bunch of people who are IQ of 120 or 130, right? And so kind of like, but every so often has these moments that you're like, wow, that was amazingly introspective. But instead, Io just misses the point. That's the comedy. But I don't feel like Io's a know-it-all so much as she's trying to figure it out, but doesn't have the processing power to cover it all. So she knows she wants to know what's going on with this, but she just doesn't have enough teraflops to dedicate to the process.
Right.
So it's kind of like, I've been thinking about the nature of the universe, and I almost understand all of the universe, but you know what? Ran out of memory, so we're just going to go with 404 file not found. Sort of things. Like, what? She was almost there. She almost had it.
Well, and what I mean about Peppermint Patty is she learns enough to know about half of the subject she talks about.
Right? Just enough to be screwed up.
Yeah. And that's why Marcy works with her, because Marcy knows the other half.
She knows it. Right. And Sad Battery knows what's going on. Sad Battery has all the processing power.
Yeah.
But doesn't say anything because Sad Battery's like, this just not, there's no point in this argument,
Yeah. It's weird. Marcy's actually the know-it-all in the Peppermint Patty dynamic of Peppermint Patty and Marcy. So yeah.
Our default box is so tiny. I don't know whether I'm spelling anything right or not because of the fact that I can't read it.
All right, have fun at work, Forrest.
Bye, Forrest. Good luck.
Brent, it's Monday. Of course I'm ready for the weekend, but we have to get there first.
She read an article somewhere. We got to figure out the article. It would be fun to. What challenges Io's thinking process? Talking about things that would make her go, huh? Like the universe could be billions of times larger than she thinks, or something funny. Oh, I know what I'll do. My beloved better half just walked in. I will accost her when she comes out, and I will ask her what she thinks. That will work. What could possibly go wrong? We've got the punchline. We just need to get the last little bit in there. That last little bit. Something that really will blow her mind. Not something that is, because it can't be too highfalutin, because she doesn't quite follow highfalutin. That's not Io's world. I think I also will make Sad Battery have the Morn effect. I think that'd be funny too. Like everybody hears Sad Battery going on and talking off screen, but we never see Sad Battery say anything on screen. So it's going to be this entire thing about, gosh, yesterday Sad Battery and I were talking. She was having all of these amazingly complex things she was saying, like you never see Sad Battery say anything, but Sad Battery is always talking to all of the other characters somewhere else off screen. Hey, beloved one, can I steal you for like 30 seconds?
Oh, cool. I was going to come over and see. I was happy that you were bringing IO and Sad Battery back.
I like them. What's the thing that would challenge IO?
Oh, no, I don't actually remember anything about IO.
No. It doesn't matter. What's something that will blow her mind? She's Peppermint Patty, right?
Oh.
So she's like, I discovered that butterflies fly 5,000 miles for every year for whatever, I don't know. And then she's like, it really changes the way that I saw things. Then I don't think I like this feeling, because the idea is that Io does not like to have things challenging her world as part of the humor. So I'm just like, what's something that recently kind of made you go, huh, I didn't know that, because all I can think about is EVs. So I really don't want to get into political. So I'm just like, what have you seen recently that you're like, huh? Because it doesn't matter what it is. I was going to go, huh, and then go, yeah, I don't like that. That's the funny joke. I'm using butterflies because that's what Donald just said. You're like, I can't think of anything.
I can't think of anything.
Maybe I'll just go to TIL.
Yeah, there you go.
r/TIL. Anyway, I'm bringing back Sad Battery and IO because they're awesome and we love them. Love you too. Have a good day at work. Okay. Okie dokie. Oh man, I just discovered there's a TIL uncensored. So I was like, oh, that could be funny because it'll be all about like, today I learned something about sex toys or something. And no, it's not. It's all about TIL. This person got killed and mutilated. And I'm like, I don't know if I want to read this one.
All true, Brent. All true. True, Donald. Never seem to find them when you actually need them.
I don't think I want to read TIL uncensored.
Do you have an equivalent of a toddler in any of your strips?
Oh, did you hear there was a 7.4 magnitude earthquake in Turkey? And
how are those two related?
What? Because it's here on my Reddit. But
yes, I've heard about it. Yes.
It would, but the earthquake sensors in Japan picked it up, and they register real time, and they put out a video, and you can see it going across Japan like this. The waves just go across the entire country, and it's so amazing to see. Because I mean, it wasn't they were barely perceptible in Japan, but Japanese earthquake sensors are super sensitive. Right. So
well, they kind of have to be. They're on an island.
Right. Well, it's Japan, but it was like, but the sensors were picking it up, and it was like amazing to see.
Okay. However, the pictures from Turkey are not the best.
No, the pictures from Turkey suck. Not a thing that. Yeah.
Not something I want to dwell on today.
Yeah, that's not the TIL I want her to know.
Yeah.
One of those sad things is I thought I was following an actress that I thought, and I must have typed it in wrong because, boy, the pictures that are coming up here, yeah, that's not her. It's a whole lot of a person, but it's not the person I thought it was. Oh, that's why I can't find it. It's Today I Learned. Cornish hens or baby chickens? There are only 2 remaining northern white rhinos alive. Both are female, which means the subspecies is functionally extinct.
However, they took semen samples of the last remaining male and have been trying to inseminate them.
Yep. That's good. Texans eat pickles at a movie theater. So this is not something the rest of the world does? Because, like, I thought everybody did that.
No.
Because it's like, okay.
Like, in Florida, you can get, like, a pickle in a bag at a movie theater. But I think I've only seen people from Texas in Florida doing that.
Okay, because I was like, people can hear if pouring water is hot or cold. I actually knew that. You can hear that. Like you're pouring cold water or hot water. Bowling is almost as old as human civilization itself. There are depictions of ancient bowling on Egyptian tombs in 5,000 years ago.
Well, that's a little bit weird. That would probably make her not function well. I don't keep up with names of porn stars, so I only knew the artist.
What was that from?
One of Donald's messages.
Yeah, no, actually, I think Samantha Fox was both. I really do. I seem to remember something about that. Like
they were 2 different people.
I thought they were the same person.
The same person?
Yeah.
Not everyone's Tracy Lords.
The singer? I think that was her shtick. Samantha Fox. I think that was her shtick. She was because like her main song was Naughty Girls Need Love Too. That was like her biggest hit. And I mean, I think her shtick was to be a naughty girl. I think that was her entire shtick.
All right. Well,
in 2009, a study found that the majority of friendships only last about 7 years. Although the number of friends a person has in their social circle remains fairly stable, turnover is high. Roughly 70% of a person's friend group will change after 7 years. Interesting.
I will be right back. If you end the show before I get back, I'm sorry.
That's all right. I will figure it out. There's a driver's foot condition. Driving for long periods of time or being stuck in traffic with your foot pressed on the brake pedal can cause driver's foot. Another reason to drive manual, because I routinely put the car in neutral and then just sit there. Everybody's always like complaining about manuals too. I would would eat pickles at movies. I remember eating pickles in movies. Shirley Temple hated the Shirley Temple. Wow, checkers dates back as far as 3000 BCE. It's estimated that more than 50 billion units have been sold since. Avoidance speech is a group of sociolinguistic phenomena in which a special restricted speech style must be used in the presence of or in reference to certain relatives. That's interesting. Weird. Brain infections due to antler-related skull cracks account for 15% of mortality in male deer. And that's completely left field. I love this stuff. Yeah, see, pickles. I don't know why. I love pickles. Jimmy Carter has won 3 Grammys. That's so weird. 20th Century Fox used the profits from Star Wars to buy Pebble Beach Golf Course. These are great things. This is like so much fun. Six 6% of Americans will never visit a dentist. Wow. I mean, I don't like going to the dentist, but I also like having teeth. Oh, man. Drinking a 4-ounce shot of vanilla extract is the equivalent of 4 shots of vodka. Well, there's a thought. All you kids who watch my show just found something interesting. Interesting. There's all this wild stuff. Nergor, a dragon who gnaws at the root of the world tree Yggdrasil. Nergor's name refers to his role as a monster who chewed at the corpses of inhabitants of Nastron. Wow. Oh, there we go. There are 23 known types of H2O ice, including 20 crystalline types and 3 amorphous solid types. There we go. I'm going to use that because that's the weirdest. There we go. That's an IO response.
Hello.
Hello. I figured it out. So I was reading a book of interesting facts, and I learned something interesting. There are 23 types of H2O ice, including 20 crystalline and 3 types of amorphous solids. Think about that, sad battery. Someone had to count all of those. That's the joke. Like, all of that's fascinating. And Io is interested in who counted all of those.
Okay, that makes sense.
Because that's the humor that we find with Io.
But it took like a good hour of going back and forth. I work it. But I keep getting it.
All right. Oh, righty. I'm gonna
I think it will actually only be like you recording data to the wrong place and it's doing that by state. That's really fun. But it's like
a little bit of crafting here, a little bit of crafting there.
well, especially because we have the ability to work the rollback certain changes and do the report. So we have a whole other rollback technique.
See you later, Donald.
Bye.
Or like, where do they store all of those? And come up with, what does she say here? You're not getting enough scritches, so you're coming over here, right? Yep. You are so predictable in your little feline brain. You're so predictable in your little feline brain. You got a little feline brain.
Yeah.
Yeah, you. Felineal brain. I love you too. You're a good cat. You do make it difficult for me to see this stuff. It's just them. Okay, but the problem I've got is, as much as I love you, I need to finish doing this.
Well, it is past 11 o'clock.
Yep.
So.
It is. I love you, but you are past.
Alright. I'm gonna head off because I do have to get some other stuff done, so I will talk to you later.
Yep, I'm about to finish this, and then I will also cancel it or call the show, so that's all right.
Alright. Talk to you all later. Bye.
Bye-bye. I think this is good. So think about it. Sad battery. How did they count them all? Seems like a thing, right? Like she's all interested in how they count them. So let's save this. Okay, George, I love you so much, but let's not do this, okay? Not right now. We are 5 minutes to finishing this thing. All right. I'll put this on the main. We will call it good. And we will upload this now. Oh, now it's the wrong aspect ratio. What did you want it to be? Oh, now we've got it straightened out, so it's correct. Gotcha. For the longest time, it wouldn't let me post at 1200 by 628, which is the size they want me to post. I had to post at 1199 by 628. And I just posted it at 1199 by 628, and it's like, you've got the wrong ratio. It needs to be 1200 by 628. I swear. Fewer than 1,000 posts for each one of those. All right. Off it goes. Let's see if you made it any easier for me to share it. No, I haven't. It's still a pain in the butt to share these things. Which it should not be, but it is. Okay. It's always difficult to find these stupid things now because. So here's the thing. If you are in Meta and you are in Facebook and you are on your page, like your professional page, and you post a thing and you want to boost it to your personal page, you have to exit out, go to your personal page, then find your professional page, click on the professional page, scroll down until you find the post, then share it. They've made it a 5-step process. And every time I click on my page, it always defaults to the games I play, which is none. So to find the actual thing, I have to go to my professional page and then go find click on my actual GS Davis art page. Then I can find it. So that was 6 clicks to get to the point where I share it on my personal page. It should be one button, Facebook. There should be do you want to share this also to your personal page? It really should, but it isn't. And it never is, and it should be. They should make it really easy to share it to as many pages as you want, but you can't. They make it really, really hard. Okay. Okay. Well, that's it, guys. I am OOH because it is time for me to go. So I will see you guys later. Have a wonderful, wonderful Monday, and I'll see you tonight. And as always, keep your eyes on the stars. Bye.